Heck of a game out there, shootout. How much fun was that game to be a part of?
Yeah, it's fun to be on the winning side of it, I can tell you that. You know, we expected to come in here and play a good football team. Nevada's a good team at home. You know, they've been on a roll, and so we didn't know it would be like this, you know, that many points and so on, but proud of our offense for putting points on the board, proud of the defense to be able to finish the game at the end, the bottom line. So we played a good football team, won a game on the road, and really, you know, from a standpoint of winning the close game, you know, I'm kind of fired up about that with so many things that we have to improve on, and you know, it's an interesting group right now where we are, and we have a bye week to kind of go back and dissect it, but we've got to eliminate mistakes that we make to ourselves, and we've got to continue to play like we've been playing and in these type of games, in the good parts of it. But for our team, you know, the victory of that type of game, that tight, that probably means more than anything at this point.
So much emotion this week. Everyone was saying this is personal. Did it feel personal, and what was it like to release that at the end of the game?
Yeah, it's personal. It's personal because of the fact of you know, what happened last week. You know, our preparation this week really wasn't much different than that. The ball kind of bounced our way a few more times, still not as many times as we want. But yeah, it's personal. It's personal because you put a lot of time in there, and there's a lot of emotions that go into this game. It's personal because it's a conference game. It's against a team like Nevada. We know what Nevada can do. We know what type of team they are, and we see these guys in all sorts of areas, not just on the football field. So yeah, it was personal in a lot of ways.
Grant Hedrick tonight.
Yeah, Grant was, I think he's 80-something% completion, I think is what he was. He had that fluke interception there. He was throwing the ball over the guy, and I told him, I just said, that's a fluke deal. You're trying to make a swing throw on it, and that's what happened. But he bounced back. You know, we want to get the turnover back. Don't want to put the ball on the ground. The thing tonight for Grant really did a great job on the sideline leading guys. He had a lot of fire in his eyes, and it was personal. You know, for him, I know that. So the way he played, but I'm really proud of him. Proud of the way he led tonight. Proud of how he finished the game, and you know, fighting back with a back and forth type battle.
Talked the other day about the red zone and the struggles there, and I mean, he said he wanted to see a little more creativity. I think you guys had 3 or 4 down there that were just walk-ins, just play design and things. What'd you guys do to address that this week?
He emphasized it, you know, more. I mean, it's really what you can do. It really kind of pulled out just the facts. I mean, it kind of went through a sheet. These guys said, guys, here's the facts. Here's where we are statistically. It is what it is. So either we're going to stay there or we're going to correct it. And I think when you just bring attention to that and guys can see it and look at it and put it on paper, you know, it's something that, you know, we're not really proud of. And so we wanted to change that going into this game. And the bottom line was Nevada, I think, was #1 in our league in red zone defense. So the challenge was if we don't go out there offensively and do a better job, we're probably not going to win the game. And we were able to do a better job in the red zone today.
Jay had a couple fumbles last game. Early on, running game was struggling a little bit. In the second half for Jay to have a couple of those big runs and do what he did, what does that say?
Yeah, I think Jay, we know what type of back he is. He had some huge plays in there that, you know, are probably 3/4 him, you know, when he gets out there making guys miss, able to finish out the game. We put the ball on the ground on an exchange, of all things, before he ever got hit, and that can't happen. So that was frustrating for all of us, but we bounced back from it. But Jay ran hard. Jay covered up the ball. He was aware of ball security the whole time and still running like Jay runs. So we wanted to finish that last drive with 3 minutes and 45 seconds with the ball in our hands. That's how we wanted to finish. And we didn't do that, so that's another area that, you know what, guys, we're getting there again. What are we going to do differently? You know, we'll go back and look at it from all sorts of angles, but Jay tonight made some huge plays, got us some big chunk yards on the run game, and that's probably the difference in the game.
Your defense, I know you guys don't like to make excuses for injuries and things like that, but what they've been through these first 6 weeks in terms of the guys you've had to throw out there and fighting through injuries and to go get that stop at the end, what do you think that meant to those guys?
Yeah, it's you know, that's college football, man. That's what it is. Guys go out there and they play hard. They get banged up at times, and you got to have other guys step up. But yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of those guys. They've been through a lot of changes, but I'm really proud of the coaches, the way they've just accepted it and next man up, and getting this guy ready for the game. It's a perfect no, but guys went out there and made plays. Good to have Klee back. You know, he was back in the mix. Dante's back in the mix. Darian's back there again, and so we're missing several other guys. But the next guy steps up for the next guy when he's out of there, and that's been kind of proven, you know, throughout this season on the defensive side. And you know what? If that continues, it continues. And we'll just have to keep playing the way we're playing.
Speaking of the next guy, Jeremy
Yeah.
Nichols, you guys decided to play Jeremy tonight.
Yep.
What was that decision, and what did you see from him?
You know what? Seeing everything we've seen all through fall camp and now, it's just kind of got to a point where I watch the guy in practice, and he's one of our better players. And he might be a freshman, but it's time to go. And so this was a decision, when Matt didn't play, that we needed to find some more firepower, so to speak. Felt like he would be a guy that would give us that opportunity at receiver, at running back, and kind of being a guy that can do both. Talked with him and talked with his family, and basically it's like, at this point in the year, we're not going to waste your time. We want to utilize you. Here's the things we think you can do. And I don't know what he had tonight, how many yards he had, but I know he touched the ball a few times. And for a true freshman to come in there and do that, have that type of impact, I'm excited about where we go from here. And I'm glad we have a bye week to figure out even more, how do we get this guy in the mix? But we have some guys now that are sitting there that are redshirting, that are pretty good players. And he was one that we thought, we need him right now, and he's a guy for the future.
What is Matt's status?
We'll find out more this week. I mean, he's in a boot right now. We've kind of taken all the pressure off his leg at this point. We'll reevaluate on Monday of how he feels. The bye week will help, so he's got really 2 weeks before we go play Fresno, and we'll see where we're at. And if it's not better at that point, then I don't know what the next step is going to be.
Did he break anything, or just a sprain?
I don't know. I don't know at this point.
Similar situation with Joe Martirano, starting him at linebacker today, not just playing him, starting him there.
Yeah, he came in there. Ben. I think Ben was in there. Ben got dinged up a little bit tonight, but Joey got in there. That linebacker crew, like we talked about in fall camp, we got good depth there. Guys are just waiting in the wings to play for an opportunity. He got his chance tonight.
Any update on Blake or Reese or Jeremy, any of those guys that didn't make the trip?
No, we'll have it on Monday, where they are. I mean, this is, that's kind of, we know we're banged up and all that. We know they didn't come here. I've said it every week and fully expected those guys to be out there, but we'll see where we're at on Monday.
A lot of those little things we've talked about throughout the course of the season: red zone, third downs, hitting that deep ball. Obviously Chaz had a big reception, 55-yard game. How important was it to see the results of what you guys have been preaching come together tonight?
Yeah, all those things are big. Chaz's catch and it was close. The scoring on that, but that's a big play. Thomas Spurbeck again stepping up. All those guys. I mean, it's everything kind of coming together like you want it to. And guys, when pieces and parts are out, other guys having to step up, but still trying to move along on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, we're not where we want to be. We're better, but we still have a lot more that we want to continue to evolve to and get better at. And these guys are allowing us to do it. Now this bye week, we get a few guys back, and then these guys get better and get more reps of being out there. I expect us to be better and more efficient with play.
Still kind of early on in this transition, and halfway through the season, but it seems like it just started. What does a win like this do for these guys, and sort of building some confidence and getting you guys kind of jump started through this transition?
Well, it's emotional. I mean, that's really what this game is. It's got to be emotional, and it's got to be personal, and it's got to be all those things. And really, that was the most fun tonight, to be honest with you, to see that. The sideline was alive. Guys on the field, at the end of the game, we're rooting for each other. That's what we do. That's what we want to be. I mean, we want to have fun. It's a game, played by 18 to 22-year-old guys that worked their butts off out there, so it should be fun, and we enjoyed it. And we enjoyed it tonight. It wasn't perfect, but we sure enjoyed it. They enjoyed it in the locker room. That's the most exciting thing, and so it makes it fun, and we're having fun. We're doing pretty good.
There are too many storylines. I need a headline. This game in 3 words or less.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Right
That's
there.
4 words.
Broncos win. Let's just put it like that, which we came down here to do, and I'm glad we did.
What was your message to the guys this week? What did you want to get out of them this week?
Having fun. After Air Force, that's not fun. You go back and look at that game, and not to take any credit away from Air Force, it just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun for us. We weren't happy about the result. We weren't happy about coming back and watching it again. So, it was about just bouncing back and having fun and getting back out there, getting better at the same time, just enjoying it. It's too hard, those 36 hours we get, to not enjoy what we're doing, to put all that pressure. It doesn't make it any fun. So for everybody, hey, do it. We're all good at what we do. All right, we played the game, we've coached the game. Let's go have fun doing it. Let's see where we are, and let's see how we respond when we go into this game.
Okay.